What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're all doing well today. Today we are back on some MX Simulator. However, there's no Detroit track. Detroit? That's not English. Detroit track, sorry, is what I meant to say. So instead, I'm going to be replacing it with a Enduro video. Most of you know that I absolutely love Enduro. I do it all the time on MX bikes. Enduro is actually something that I used to play on sim way back in the day, just to help learn the low speed of the game and really just get good. Really, I highly recommend everyone tries Enduro at some point, but I just wanted to fly above this map quickly for a second, just so you can kind of see the scale that we're working with here. The track is absolutely huge. I do expect to take about 45 minutes to complete it, and we'll see how it goes. It's got all kinds of like a wooded section. It goes on to a pre-existing sand track. I have actually ridden this sand track before, back in the day, along to like some sort of like coast beach area, little Supercross track in the middle, and yeah, just looks like good fun. So I apologise if the quality that you're seeing is not as good as usual. I've had to change from 2K to 1080p for this, as well as change a bunch of my MX Simulator in-game settings. Purely the reason being is this track is so intensive on the PC. I'll just get a little freeze here as you cross the line for the time trial to stop. Yeah, this track is wild on the PC. I won't lie to you boys. And as well, MX Simulator being based on, I believe it's OpenGL, only uses one. It only uses one core, so not the greatest as far as optimization goes. But regardless, we're gonna try our best here. Can I go? Oh, let's not go over the bars. And oh shit. Okay, scratch that. I need to restart and turn the backup option off. Okay, so take number 2 now that we've not got the reverse restarts the lap anymore. Because could you imagine if I was actually good and got like 10 minutes in without crashing and then backed up by mistake? That would not be a fun time. So anyway, we're going to go ride around here. I have played this track previously. I played it the other day and I just had so much fun there. I want to do it again for a video. I'm expecting the finish time to be, if I have a good run, maybe about 40 minutes or so. So it should be a nice chilled out time. Don't go over the bars again twice in a row. Can I hop over this? Oh, I did. And again. Nice. There's really good corners on this track. It's made by Matthias Lidman. Apologies if I mispronounced your name there. But a lot of the corners, they have like crossing over ruts from one another, so you can go kind of outside to inside. Really nice. You don't see it on many tracks. Hopefully I'll be able to show you what I mean. Let's see if it does it in the first turn, or no, this one just follows all the way around. I have noticed the ruts are huge. They're so deep, which in one way I quite enjoy. In others it's a little bit annoying because you do get stuck in them, but then I suppose it's meant to be Enduro as well. It's meant to be difficult. I just end up tiptoeing around quite a few of them. There are some sections that are very difficult, for my skill level at least, and then others that okay, that's not going to plan. There's others that take it. Oh, you said, please JLV, if you don't give me a triple legs off, I beg. Oh my god. Cool. You see at the bottom left as well, I have got a preset lap. I think it took me like 40 minutes 30-ish something seconds. So that was on a 250 though. So we're on the 450 today. We'll probably be able to beat it. I hope we'll be able to beat it. Otherwise that's a bit embarrassing. No, doing worse your second time round. Let's get over this and up here. I will put the link as always in the description for this. Matthias, he's released quite a few like big Enduro tracks over the years. Not a whole lot of people make Enduro for this game, which is a shame, as it's one of my favourite kind of events. I'm really upset that I wasn't kind of about in the community, in the scene, when this event took place, because they hosted, it was a 60-man event on this track, which would have been really fun. And to my knowledge, the racetrack itself wasn't dropped very long before the race, so everyone kind of went in blind, 60 people in one go, and I just imagine it would have been really good fun. I wish that MX Bikes had the kind of the server capacity / netcode, whatever it is that it takes to be able to run that many people in one server without issues. Oh, let's got to back it up a little bit here. Let's up and over that. And oh, please don't. Oh my goodness. The other issue I've got is there is so much traction. Like on the 450, even just blipping the throttle gently, it's so easy to almost do a backflip basically. And it's something that I need to be wary of. I need to be quite gentle. But then when you come to these hills, I just want to give her the old gas, just to get up to the top. Be nice and gentle. Please try and go in a straight line. Oh, I find myself, please reverse. I find myself counter steering majority of the time. Oh god, I can hear a 250 behind me. I've already caught up with myself. I think I have. I think I might have just been overtaken by my Meld. Oh yeah, there he is. He's down there. At least we've got something to like race after now as well. I should have done it so it doesn't fade away. I should have done it so it's like there all the time, even if I'm close. There's like a nice little two-man action. I remember a donut video way way back in the day where he was like racing against his time trial, like taking different lines on one of his tracks that he made, and it was a really good video. I really enjoyed watching it. Oh god, this is not going how I wanted at all. I wanted to be going a lot better than this, a lot smoother. I noticed he's put these rocks in like the worst positions, intentional, just to be a dick and make it as difficult as possible. Don't go over the... Okay, just go over the rut, just fall into the outside one. I heard it's faster taking all of the lines rather than just one and committing to them. I like these off cambers. I like the difficulty that it adds because it's so easy to turn too much or too little. I always forget about this left-hander. I keep going... I went straight last time as well. And there's some bits in this track that just kind of come out of the blue, and you like massive like ditches in the ground that just come out of nowhere, and I usually end up just destroying my front end and crashing there. Oh, I've taken over myself again. I didn't even realise I must have crashed at some point. Let's go straight. That there was an example of like the lines that switch over each other. There's a whole bunch of them later on in the track, but hopefully I'll bring it to your attention at the time. There's a hell of a lot of steep uphills, so really have to focus on getting the bike kind of straight out the turn so you don't slide up the hill or tuck the front end or anything. It's just a very technical track. There's some enduro tracks on here that I've played in the past that were more difficult because of like traction, like being really slippery and such. But this one's more difficult just because you have to be very precise in some of these super deep one-lined ruts. It is a relief when you kind of emerge out of the trees and you get to ride the sand motocross track. Oh, there I am over there. I actually really like that. I can see myself across the track as well. It just feels like you are playing with someone else as well. Oh, over here, the only thing I don't like about Sim, actually, which is a discussion I had with someone the other day, is you can't just like host a world off your LAN like easily like MX Lights. I know you can do it through like Hamachi servers and things like that. But if you don't do that, then you have to go through the hassle of like buying your own server, which is it's a bit of a shame. I imagine if that was the case on this game as well, I felt that really cool. And I think, are we coming to the sand bit here? Do we turn on the track at any point? I feel like we're getting close to it. Oh, up and over this. These logs, they're my worst enemy as well. The amount of times I like really take my time, you know, get close to the log, give it a little blip of throttle and lean back, just to end up going spat over the handlebars is ridiculous. But I'm actually quite proud of myself so far. So far, so good. I've only had a handful of crashes. That double legs off was a bit of a pain in the bottom. Every single time I talk about not crashing, something like that happens. And I just bring it on myself. I need to stop talking about it. I need to stop mentioning it. Let's go down here. Are you... JLV, please. What are you doing to me? Ah, right. Let's... I was 20 seconds up. We can cut about 10 seconds off of that. Let's try again. And hug this bit. This is a little bit off camber, a bit wild. Let's just try and slow and steady through this line. One thing that is a massive drawback of playing third person in this game is when you get to hills. Like if you're going downhill, you can't really see what's in front of you because your rider's blocking your vision. If you're going uphill, you can't see what's in front of you because your camera's basically like looking down on top of you at that point, so you can't see towards the top of the hills. But if I try playing first person, I genuinely... There you go, there's another crossover. I generally feel ill after like 5 minutes. I'm not sure if it's to do with the motion in this game or what, but I can play MX bikes for hours on end first person, no issue whatsoever. I play this game for 5 minutes in first person and want to vomit. I have no idea what causes it, but I've tried over the years numerous times to make the switch, and it couldn't happen for me. So I do apologise if you prefer watching your first person gameplay on this game. If you do, then just go watch someone like Braden Carter, for example. He's got a fair amount of videos, and he's much faster than me, and he's in first person as well. The only thing that's a little bit weird is he uses the analog stick to accelerate and brake. So that's I'm sure there's a few people like that. I remember bunch of like old PS1 driving games used to be like that back in the day as well. One that kind of comes to my mind is Smuggler's Run, I think the name was. This is, I don't know what year that would have released, but that is like old video games. I'm kind of showing my age at this point. Let's turn around here. I do like, there's some nice sand sections that we go through as well, and usually I'm not a fan of sand in Sim. However, I feel like that more applies to like when you're actually racing and trying to go fast rather than just trying to get around. This track we're on right now is a national track that was actually made prior to this enduro track. So the track's almost been like the enduro track's been built around it. Oh god. Oh, okay. We take those. We survive. I can't remember too much about the track at the time. I remember it being very, very difficult, because it is a difficult track. Very, very steep jumps. Oh, I've just been overtaken again. Please, can we pull away? Thank you. I wonder if maybe the 450 was overkill. Maybe I should have stuck to the 250. But then in the back of my head, I'm kind of thinking, oh, please. In the back of my head, I was thinking, if I've got to sit here for 40 minutes straight listening to these bike sounds, I really don't enjoy the MX Simulator engine noises, by the way. I feel like MX Bikes is far superior in that department. Then I feel like the 450 is a little bit more tolerable than the 250. I feel like the 250 is just shouting at you the whole time, whereas the 450 is a little bit more quiet, a little bit more laboured. You haven't got to be banging it off the limiter everywhere. We're going back on the sand track? We are indeed. So when you get a flow going around here, it's really, really nice. However, it's very difficult to do. We've got some nice waterlogged bits, which I don't think was ever there in the actual national track. That's a new addition. Oh, please don't get legs off. Oh, that was very close. My suspension compressed very hard there. Past this noob loser. I have, can you see my controller overlay? Oh, no, I haven't got my controller overlay on. God damn it. What I was going to do is I was going to show you my, looking back button. I've got it on my touchpad on my controller. And what I did when I started doing sim, and you know how my thumbnails for the most part on sim are me, in the action, whilst I'm riding. I had the screenshot button and I put it on the touchpad on my controller. However, the touchpad button on my controller when I'm playing MX Bikes is to look behind me. The amount of times playing this game I've tried to look behind and taken a screenshot and my game's frozen for a second, online, and then you get that whole speed up lag where the game's trying to catch up after being frozen for a bit. It's ridiculous. So I have had to unbind that now, so I've just got it back on my S key. I'm not sure what sort of thumbnail I want to rock with for this track, to be honest. I'm not sure what would best show it off. Not sure if it would be like a snippet of the track like this, or like an external view of it. I have no idea. I still haven't worked out the perfect, not recipe, I don't know, maybe recipe is the right word, the perfect recipe for successful videos yet on the whole YouTube thing. Some of them seem to do really, really well, some of them do very average, and some do absolutely terrible. I've really not worked out yet what does well and what doesn't. I feel like I end up, recently as well, I feel like I've kind of over dramatise the titles a little bit, but that seems to do well as well, which is really bad. It's like I'm becoming what I hate. I used to look at people's titles and be like, why are you putting random capital letters halfway in your titles? And now I've started doing it myself because for some reason you guys click on it more. And you know what? No, I don't care what people say when they're making videos. People do look at the views and they do matter to people. So whatever helps me get more, I'm down for experimenting. I think for the most part, at least, the content for the most part has stayed the same. It's just how they're presented. They're a little bit different. Maybe if I get to a really wild part of the track or something like that, I'll take a screenshot at that point and I'll do it from there. But for now, we need to focus on just really getting around the track. I mean, we're 16 minutes in. My goal is to be sub 40 minutes, so we're almost come up to about the halfway mark. Surprised I've not got to the beach section yet. The beach section, you kind of go back and forth on it a couple of times. Really, really nice. You get to kind of double your way through some sand rollers, which for someone like me that's usually absolute trash on sand in this game, it's nice that you haven't really got to worry about turns or anything. I cannot get in half these ruts. I'm just kind of balancing on the top of them, tippy-toeing around, and I hate it. That's something about... I'm sure everyone can relate to me on this game, no matter what skill level you are. As you go and get turned into a corner and you just kind of miss your turning point and you get stuck on top of a rut, and if you lean the bike over more, your front wheel's going to kind of go over the rut and you're going to crash. If you can't really stand the bike up much more either, because again you'll go over the rut and probably crash. So you just end up very, very slowly tippy-toeing on the very top of the rut, and it's so frustrating. It's so funny at the same time. Oh, please don't go over. Yeah, thank God. I hate... Oh, that's what I mean about these damn logs. I feel like I hit them at a reasonable speed and then they just try and throw me over the bars. And it's not like bikes. I can't just insta-respawn and be like, it was no big deal, it's fine. I have to sit there for 7 to 10-ish seconds and contemplate my life. And that... Oh, I crashed on this exact same hole. Last time I done this this bloody track. Right, let's try and get out of here. And... up and over. And it's good. Here we go. We're kind of... Oh, so we're already at the Supercross track. This... I don't know if the Supercross track existed prior to the Enduro track being made. It's fairly straightforward. It's quite an easy one, not difficult by any means. But it's actually really nice. It flows quite well. I wouldn't mind it being its own track. I feel like it would work quite well. What do I do here? So triple, quad. Don't crash. Oh, thank God. I've got a national suspension on right now as well, rather than a hard Supercross suspension. I've been practicing a little bit, some outdoors on the 250s. I think it might be nice when RF Nationals comes around. I've been watching a whole bunch of like actual races from different people's perspectives. Luke Sullivan being one as well, just kind of watching his onboards, and I feel like I could be somewhat competitive in the 250 class. So I've been playing a little bit of outdoors, trying to just practice. But I've noticed that it's really no comparison in riding around in single player by yourself with that, even if you've got a road on very low road, because the track just doesn't kind of it doesn't degrade or deform in the same way that the actual races do, and especially when you're playing them with no road, like the AMA tracks, they're just not fun to ride. You know, you've got no ruts to hold you whatsoever. The GP tracks do a bit of a better job. Their ruts are a little bit bigger by default, like not massive like this track by any means, but actually something that can hold you rather than you leaning over more than like 10 degrees and crashing straight away. So the actual practicing part's been quite hard. I've been sticking to the GPs for the most part, because I have a look at the server lists every now and then, see what servers are up, what tracks are around about, and so much at the moment. It's just all Supercross, which is understandable. You know, it's Supercross season. That's going to happen, but a little bit annoying when I want to practice some nationals ready for the outdoor season. But please don't go getting the wrong impression thinking that I'm going to show up and do every single round. I mean, I have no idea what day it's on. I have no idea what times they are. And if history is anything to go by, my history that is, then racing at 2-3 in the morning usually doesn't end up going too well for me. I end up getting so tired around that point. I make so many silly mistakes when I'm riding that I wouldn't usually make. Yeah, just crashing a lot. You know, just stupid mistakes, toppling over in turns, stuck in the front end, and I find myself, I get quite irritable at that time. So if I do get taken out by someone else maybe, or make a mistake by my own, it triggers me so much, and it just kind of all compiles and snowballs, and I just ride worse and worse and worse. And I feel like I've rage quit so many races over the years, but I feel like they've only been races like in NA time, so like 2 AM, 3 AM for me. Let's get up and over here. And oh, please go, and that might get better and worse as in the future, actually, because someone told me the other day, I can't remember, I was in Discord, I can't remember who it was that mentioned it, but apparently are the US planning on, no, they're not planning on doing it, it's in discussion, completely getting rid of daylight savings time, so like the clocks won't move forwards and backs for you guys anymore. You just kind of deal with your daylight and that's it, and just, yeah, kind of put up with it, which I feel like it's quite an interesting concept. I've done some research, and it was not 1895, some random astronomer kind of suggested the idea that you move the clocks forwards and backwards to make the most out of savings, like daylight savings, and it got implemented first in, I think it was 1905 in Canada. I think they were the first country to use it, and I always thought that it was to do with like farmers and stuff. I have no idea why. I thought it was kind of maybe help them with the amount of daylight they've got, but apparently it was used for the most part to kind of save energy. You can imagine if it gets like darker earlier in the day, then you kind of adjust the time so it doesn't get dark quite so early, so people don't use their lights as much, you know. They might not need to use their heating maybe as much, I don't know. But yeah, it's just quite an interesting read that I went through, and it looks like America kind of, not law, you know, but it's like kind of became the way that everyone done things in 1960 in America, and it was just kind of standardized then. And I thought it would have gone back way back further than that. I thought it would have been something like almost since the dawn of time that people would start doing that. But no, it was quite surprising, and I do like doing a little bit of digging and research like that every now and then. I do find those things quite interesting. But yeah, I learned something new, so if I ever randomly get asked any daylight savings questions, I might know the answers. But it did just get me thinking, and I was like, modern day really, where most people's jobs aren't really affected by how much light there is. I mean, everyone's got bloody lights nowadays and such, and I know everyone's trying to be environmentally friendly, but obviously you got your energy saving light bulbs and different types of renewable energy and stuff. And it did get me thinking, like, why do we still use it? Could it not be just internationally like abolished? That sounds like a bit of a strong word, but just gotten rid of, and you just kind of deal with it as and when. Because I know, for me at least, sometimes when the clocks change and you like lose an hour of sleep and it ends up being like really dark really early on in the day, it's so miserable, you know. It really does affect your mood as well. And I know some people, they it affects them like really, really badly, just in terms of sleep pattern and trying to like feel normal again. But I mean, I can't talk. My sleep pattern's absolutely atrocious as is. I am trying to improve it actually. The last 2-3 days in a row, I have actually exercised. I know that it doesn't happen often. For like everyone, give me a pat on the back. After that GoPro video that you all watched, I feel like it was kind of like a kick up the arse for me just to do something while I'm not riding, just to keep my fitness levels up a little bit. One thing that I'm going to try and do a bit more as well is just to go rock climb a little bit more, because it's the only thing that really, in my experience, has kind of replicated arm pump from motocross. And that's something that I usually only do with my girlfriend when I see her once a month, so it's not regular whatsoever. But I'd say I might just do that a bit more regularly, even just by myself, like maybe once or so a week. And then I've got my my exercise bike set up in my room now, so I've been using that on Zwift the last couple of days, and it's actually disgusting that I remember back when I used to do it quite regularly. I had one day where I sat there and I pedalled 100 kilometers, just sat here in my room. No idea how my arse managed to cope. Like, my arse was destroyed after 20 minutes the other night. Yeah, just sat there for 4 hours, you know, just pedaling away, doing 100k, and really didn't feel like, obviously I was tired at the end of it, but didn't feel anywhere near as bad as the 20 minutes that I'd done the other day, like the first session. And I feel like, is it just me, or do they make seats on bicycles intentionally uncomfortable? Because my god, my arse was in tatters after I got off. I feel like I was walking like I pooed myself. It was so funny. But it's like that kick up the bum and realization of, you need to sort yourself out. You need to kind of sort your diet out, like drink more water, exercise a bit more, and it's nice. I already feel a bit better, and I am getting out of the routine as well. As my old sleeping routine used to be, go to bed maybe 2 p.m. 2 a.m. Get maybe 4 to 5 hours of sleep before I go to work. Get home from work and then instantly go to sleep for like another 2 hours to catch up on the lack of sleep the night before, and it just ends up getting into like a really bad cycle. So the not going to sleep after work and the replacing it with a little bit of exercise instead, then in turn kind of regulates my sleep in a bit more, makes me a little bit more productive, and already it's made a difference to my mood. You know, I have some days where I'm such a miserable bastard, it's unreal. But again, that's changing a bit more, feeling a bit more, just a bit more lively, you know, a bit more like myself. And I did see someone comment, I made a video the other day saying that I'm feeling tired all the time, and they said to like just get like blood tests done and stuff and see what's up. And I have actually been meaning to do that for quite a long time, because I genuinely cannot remember the last time I've had like bloods done, like in my life. Actually, I cannot remember. So that could be a good shout at some point, just to see if there's anything like massively wrong with me. I'm sure there's something going on, maybe like an iron deficiency or something like that. Oh god. But such is my life, you know. So I'm all about kind of self-improvement at the moment, but I do have like a really terrible relationship with food, you know. I've got a very addictive personality. I'm very all or nothing, so I like absolutely give my all to something for a period of months and then ditch it and never go near it again. And that's kind of been my whole like food life really over the last few years, is kind of be really strict with myself, only eat good stuff, don't eat any like crappy food whatsoever, exercise every single day, do that for a couple of months, and then one day I just won't go to the gym, I'll eat a donut, and then it's all downhill from there, you know. I just completely scrap it. But I've always struggled to find that like middle ground of where you can treat yourself every now and then, but not go over the top, not go silly with it, not like gorge yourself completely. So yeah, I've yo-yoed my whole life, but I'm a bit more hopeful this time. You know, I've not like cut out absolutely everything out of my day. I'm still having like something that I enjoy every now and then, and I feel like it's a good way to go. And I don't want to just like absolute crash diet like some people do and then just put it all back on and more. I just want to do it progressively this time, and it's quite nice as well. I've got some people at work that kind of want to go out and do stuff. If anyone's seen Ninja Warrior, we're planning on doing some Ninja Warrior stuff at work, just going out for like one afternoon and trying that out. So again, that's something just to get out, get active, and you're doing it with people as well. And something like Ninja Warrior, you probably don't even feel like you're exercising, to be honest, other than the fact that it probably does require a lot of upper body strength, to be fair. Something that I don't have a whole lot of right now, but I would like to get better at. So good things hopefully in the future, which in turn, in a very strange way, will hopefully equate to better content for you guys. Now hear me out. My logic is, it will get me fitter on the bike. I will be able to hold on for longer. Therefore, I will be able to ride harder. So the GoPros will be more entertaining. But I'm not sure if I have spoken about this to this point. I know I made a post about it, but everyone was just so nice on that GoPro video, and I really didn't expect it. It feels like a lot of guys could relate to the position I was in, where you know that maybe you don't ride as often as you used to, you're not as in shape as you used to be, or it's been a long time since you got on the bike. Then you go out again for the first time in a long time with these certain expectations just to pick up where you left off, and that didn't happen on that day, and I knew it wasn't going to happen as well, which is kind of part of the frustrating thing and the part of why it was a little bit depressing. But I was watching back that GoPro footage while I was editing it together, and I just thought, nobody's going to want to watch this. It's so slow. It's unreal. But that's just me comparing myself to myself and knowing how I can ride when I'm actually fit and riding frequently. What I didn't consider is that not everybody that watches this channel or watches GoPros, like, they're not all Jeff Walkers. You know, we're not all going to be absolutely rapid, absolutely everywhere. It's just not a realistic expectation, and it was just really, really nice to see the positive reply on that. I was so nervous and hesitant to put it out in the first place because I just thought I was going to get roasted. And to be fair, I don't think. I mean, at this point in recording it, it's got about 12,000 views, which itself is actually quite scary. Thinking 12,000 people have sit there and watch me like just roll my way around the track. But yeah, I don't think I have not genuinely had one negative comment out of those 12,000 views. Everyone's been like, well done, you rode well, like giving me like tips here and there. Majority of the tips, I know what to do. It's just purely a case of not having the physical strength or not being able to hold on anymore to be able to implement it. You know, just little things, you know, like getting your leg all the way up in turns, gripping the bike with your knees, and it all kind of ends up going back to like really not having the energy or not having the grip strength to be able to do so. Because I imagine, like, as if I'm hitting braking bumps coming into a turn and I'm stood up, and if I'm knackered and already weak in the arms, you don't want to be hitting the braking bumps as hard as you usually would because you're worried like your hands might come off the bars or something crazy like that. But if I was back to like a state where I know I can ride well and like be physically fit, I know full well that I can hit the braking bumps twice as hard as I was. I know I can hit corners faster than I was, because big thing for me as well is just hovering fingers over the clutch and the brake. Like, that's a massive thing that I struggle to do with when I get arm pump. I really struggle to even pull the brake and the clutch in. So if I am rattling and turn and anything kind of happens, if I get off balance all of a sudden, I can't kind of counteract it and save it, you know. I can't like pull the clutch in for a split second or feather the clutch because my arms are that dead. Like, it's actually crazy. But I want to do some things to kind of condition my arms a little bit more, because that is kind of where it starts. And someone commented something about, apparently it's something that AJ Catanzaro that mentions to the people he teaches, which I'd never heard of before. I don't think I've ever heard it mentioned, but really, really interesting. And you'd have to let me know if you've heard of it before or if you've implemented it into your ride and how it's helped. But apparently if you so really when I hold the bike, a lot of the grip is coming from index finger / thumb kind of wrapped around the bars. And they've said if you kind of transfer that more to the outside of your palm and almost like twist your wrist outward ever so slightly, so almost like if your finger was stretched out on your brake or your clutch wheel, almost so they're like ever slightly pointing towards each other, and then apparently it alleviates a lot of pressure off your forearms. And I hope that I can remember that next time I go riding, because it'd be very interesting to see if a difference that small can make a big change. And it's things like that. Like I've ridden for a number of years, obviously quite infrequently, but I've never really sat down and properly trained or tried different techniques anywhere. I've just gone and ridden my bike to the best of my ability at the time. You know, I've never really gone to any training schools. I've never sat down one day and specifically focused on certain techniques. It's quite hard in the UK. There's not a lot of tracks where you can like focus on one section, for example. You can't just keep pulling off to the side and keep practicing one section over and over again. You kind of, for the most part, you have to just do a lap of the track and that's it. So it's a little bit more difficult to do than I guess a lot of places in the US where you've got so much more space and you can kind of just pull on and off the track freely as you wish. But 100%, it's something that I need to bear in mind and just practice techniques more than anything, rather than just going out and riding for the sake of riding, because it will only benefit me in the long run. How long have I just been on a tangent? I swear it's been like 10 minutes of me just talking about fitness and riding. I'm sorry, I do apologise. We're 32 minutes into this, and I thought actually that I've been riding really well, but I've looked down at the time. I'm still only 8 seconds ahead of my 250 time. I must have been barking when I was doing it last. So I'm still expecting around the 40-minute mark. I think at this rate it's going to be 40 minutes and like 10-ish seconds. I'm so happy that I done this in time trial, because I done this track before in a new race, done a lap, and the time didn't count because it just went to lap 2, because the lap 1 is lap 1, and obviously you guys know lap 1 doesn't count at all. So that's why I needed to do time trial to hopefully get it to work. Oh god, I'm losing time to my 250. I'm about to be passed by him. Here he comes. Look at him, little ripper. I need to hope that I crash at some point. Although it looks like I did just crash there. I'm looking at the dot on the map. Yeah, I did crash. That's so funny that I crashed in exactly the same place, like back to back. Let's go up and over this. Can't see to the top of this hill. I hope there's not much up here. Oh god, don't go over the back. Spin her around. I no clue how big this jump is. Should we just send it for the boys? Oh god, I couldn't have landed in a worse place. Oh god, and it's fine. We've managed to get away with that. I feel like this has flown by for the most part. I was planning on kind of cutting up this video originally, because I thought there's no way I can sit here talking for 40 minutes straight, but you know, I mean, somehow I have. Oh god, I remember this. Oh, there we go. I'm pretty sure I crashed there last time, so I should have gained just a little bit of time on my 250. I'm just looking up at the map to see if that did happen. Go on, stop moving. Stop. It's not stop moving. Okay, apparently I didn't crash there. What do I know? My memory's awful. I'm getting old. Oh, go. It's hearing the sound of it in the background that's putting pressure on now and making me crash. I do want to beat it. I don't want to be worse off after I've already played a track. Get over that. We might be able to gain some time on some of these straights. Some of these straights are just like massive double sections, essentially. Do not crash. Oh my god, I'm barking on myself right now. I'm bloody 0.03 behind. Oh, and there we go. Legs off. Oh, I crashed. How is this possible that I've kept crashing at exactly the same time as my my previous one? Just shows that I don't learn. You know, maybe it takes more than a couple laps for me to actually learn. Oh god, not more rocks. Please don't get a random legs off here. It's fine. You know, I'll take it. I'll take a little topple over. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. I feel like this suspension as well is not very cash money on the 450. Works a treat on the 250. I feel like the 450 is maybe just a little bit too heavy though. Can't get through here. That'll save me some time. I know for a fact that I struggled there on the 250 before. Right, nice and slowly over the bumps. Into the big ruts. Nope. Oh, come on. Right, let's go. I feel like race is on now. I've got a little bit of competition with myself. Where does this go? Oh my god. I'm trying to go too fast. Please let me go in a straight line. Thank you. Oh no. Oh no. God, Matthias, why have you made some of these parts so damn difficult? Brake. Go. Come here. Oh, god damn it. I can't remember like if I crashed much at the end of the 250 lap. I don't know. I feel like 250s are OP in this sort of thing. It's quite hard to manage the power of a 450. Kind of like the state of MX bikes right now. 250s have ended up being faster than the 450s just because of the traction, which I hope changes in the near future. Let's get up and over this. And I'm recording this as well just ahead. So today's Wednesday, so tomorrow for me at least is the release of Monster Energy Supercross 5, so I'll be having some of that content coming your way. I'm a little bit disappointed, I won't lie to you. I thought, you know what, I'm going to try and wake up first thing on release day, record a bunch of videos for you guys, just like kind of get ahead of the game, and then I go on my phone today, have a little bit look around the YouTube, and people already have the game early. And they're already making videos on it. So 100% I'm going to miss the ship on that, and it's going to greatly affect the viewership and kind of traction towards the channel. And it's a little bit disappointing. I won't lie, I'm a little bit jealous that I don't get early access to those things. But saying that, I guarantee that Milestone probably have no idea who I am, because I don't play their games. I mean, why would they? I imagine they know who the other guys are because they make kind of consistent content on the Supercross games. But regardless, even I think outside of YouTube as well, I think it'll be quite nice for me to just sit down and play those games and just experience a more arcadey game than what I'm used to, because I'm so used to the simulators at this point. Oh, hang on. I need to pause that for a split second. Sorry, I've just had a pop-up on my work computer. Let's go skip and select all. And okay. And it's thinking about it. It's still thinking about it. This is really unprofessional of me. I do apologise, but if I don't do this in the next couple of seconds, then I will pull my hair out. Right, okay, we'll carry on. So we're definitely not going to beat the 250 time now. We've crashed far too many times. I feel like I've said this in the past about what I have to do on this work computer. So yeah, once a month I have to send the invoices out, and there's a little pop-up that comes up. Like it takes a couple of hours for it to kind of process them, and then you get a little screen popping up saying, "Are you sure you want to send them?" And you have to press yes. However, if you do not press yes in the space of like 2 minutes, it will actually time you out, and you have to run the whole couple-hour process again. So it's not a very good system whatsoever. So I've been here the whole time, looking out the corner of my eye at my work computer, waiting for it to tick over and for it to come up. And in traditional fashion, it would come up just towards the end of the video. But we are getting very, very close now. I was aiming for sub 40. It's not going to happen because I'm 20 seconds down on my previous time. So you might just barely be in sub 41, which isn't terrible, I suppose, for an Enduro. I'm used to like the hour-long Krakenberg runs that I've been doing, which again is another track that has really, really sadly been heavily affected by the Beta 17 traction. And another reason why I just want to be just a tiny bit grippier. It hasn't got to be loads, it hasn't got to be like super unrealistic levels of traction, just a little bit more. And I've noticed with the 450s on that game at the moment is you've got all this power, but it's very hard to use it because you'll spin up constantly, even if you're moving at a good speed. You know, you could be riding along at 40, 50 miles an hour, but still be wheel spinning. And it's like, okay, they're not quite that powerful. It needs to be a little bit more grippy than that. But I've got the inside scoop. You know, I know it's being worked on. I'm not going to say any more on that. I'm not allowed to say any more on that. Got to keep everything a little bit hush hush. But that's as much as I'm willing to divulge to you guys. Is it is being looked into and it is being worked on. So exciting stuff for the future as well. And anything that makes my life a bit easier, I'm all for. In one way, I really do like the Beta 17 because it's helped me massively when it comes to Supercross. I feel like everyone's struggling on it a bit more than me. It kind of really suits my riding style. But yeah, at the same time, I want to be able to go faster as well. That's what we all want to do as well. We want to, if we're not that great in real life, as I am, we want to be able to hop onto these video games and do in the games what we can't do in person and just absolutely rail ruts everywhere. So we are very, very close. I'm pretty sure we've only got like 2 or 3 corners left. And then we'll be done. Very, very good track. As I say, I'll put it in the description. You can see it's taken a fair amount of time, but it's one of them tracks I can hop, like if I'm talking to someone in Discord, I can hop on and ride and just not think about anything. I can just play it like without having to put too much thought process or brain power in. That was a bit stupid. We just need to go around and do like 2 more corners and we'll be back on doing the lap. It's not actually the start gates where the lap ends. And yeah, didn't get that sub 40 like I was on about. Had quite a few silly mistakes there, and obviously had to pause for a second whilst I dealt with real life. You know, it happens every now and then. Unfortunately, I wish it didn't get in the way, but it does. It does. Oh Jesus! Do not crash there. Oh yeah, I remember I had a bit of a drama there on the 250 last time. I got stuck facing the wrong way for ages. Let's see if I can get through this last straight fairly cleanly. We just need to get all the way along to the green flag man over there in the distance with his very lovely beard. You can see my 250's just kind of paused in the air. And what is our final time? It is a 35:45. So when I meant sub-minute, I meant sub 40, I meant at the top left, you know, with the actual timer, not the bottom left. But yeah, good time, not bad whatsoever. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Most of all, that's always the most important thing that comes out of these videos. If you did, I would massively appreciate it if you could drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Have a lovely day, whatever it is that you're up to. And until I catch you guys in the next video, peace.
My tent way too damn dark, laugh in your face like man dark. Came a long way from the bad days way back, had to burn down that landmark. Seen some things I ain't really want to see, it's all good, that's what made me me. Now who would I be if I had it easy? Used to break down, now I'm in a 350, like whoa. I've been laying way too low, had to switch up and change my flow, cause I'm back from the block, had to bust some rocks and dust off the dust to get back in the box. Now why you wanna